8:05, and as a parent, you do everything in your power, don't you, to try to give your children the best possible life they can have. Well, for one dad in Wiltshire, his efforts to support his daughter with a rare genetic disease got off to a flying start in January. A quarter of the £400,000 target they set was met in a matter of weeks. Incredible generosity that was coming to their home in Tidworth. But then the coronavirus pandemic happened and the fundraising dropped off a cliff, which is worrying the Brannigan family now. They're pretty desperate. We'll hear from Dad Chris in just a moment, but first, this is what Dr. Jane Spink, Chief Executive of the National Charity Genetic Alliance, had to say about the situation.
There are around 7,000 rare diseases, and there's not a lot of public and government funding going into rare disease research. And for the vast majority of rare diseases, there's no cure and there's no licensed drug treatment. So what we see, funding for the biomedical research that has to come before a clinical trial of any potential treatment is often funded and supported and driven by families and charities. And what we do know is that around £140 million a year is invested into more than 600 research projects annually, and most of that money comes from fundraising that's undertaken by charities and by families, and so that's absolutely vital into driving research into cures and treatments.
Dr. Jane Spink just giving us a bit of context there about the gene therapy sector. Well, Major Chris Brannigan is based, as I say, in Tidworth. More importantly, though, he's 8-year-old Hasti's dad. And before he tells us all about what life's like day after day trying to make her life better and how he wants to make other people with the same conditions lives better in the country, I came across this on their Hope for Hasti hashtag on Twitter. It's a lovely video of them having fun in the kitchen.
Put a flower in the bowl.
Okay.
Put the water in the flower.
Okay, how much?
A bit.
A bit, not too much, okay.
Like a splash.
Chuck it down. Donk.
Done.
Yeah, it was good actually, the pasta they made. Very impressed. Dad and daughter having fun. He's been telling me all about what she and the family's dealing with at the moment.
She's a lovely, bubbly little girl, but she has a rare condition called Cornelia de Lange syndrome, which only affects a small number of people in the UK, and it's given her a really hard start to life. It comes with a menu of cardiac problems, respiratory problems, growth issues, learning issues, but what's really frightening for us is that at puberty, which isn't far away for Hasti now, it comes with depression, anxiety, self-harming and mutism. So we're trying to do something to find a treatment for Hasti.
So a real rough ride for her, but for the whole family as well.
Yeah, it's really tricky. We've 2 other little boys as well, and they're really supportive. And since we've been on this fundraising journey, you know, they've really gotten involved. And Hasti doesn't really understand the full picture, but what we're trying to do is really important work to find a gene therapy for CDLS. Will not just treat Hasti, but lots of other kids who have the condition as well.
So £400,000 was the amount you're hoping to raise. How has coronavirus sort of stopped that in its tracks?
So we started in January and we had a really great start. We raised about £100,000 in 8-9 weeks, and we were just utterly blown away by people's generosity, people we had never met or spoken to who, you know, gave so freely and of their donations and their time to run events, etc. But once social distancing came into effect, our fundraising dropped off a cliff edge. And because I'm working on supporting the NHS, I'm also living away from home at the moment, so to try and minimise Hasti's exposure to the virus. So that really put a stop to everything.
That's the double whammy. There you are, trying to help people through COVID-19, and it's not doing the same for your family, is it?
Yeah, exactly. It's a really difficult position to be in, and I can't really underplay how stressful it is. Every day that creeps past is another day closer to a fate that we can't really stomach for Hasti. You know, these things happen in the not too distant future for kids who have CDLS. You know, knowing that your daughter's going to suffer from depression or maybe start self-harming as a result of a condition, and knowing you can't do anything about it because you're too busy at work and that people are preoccupied with other things, it's a terrifying place to be.
How can people do their small bit to help then, Chris?
We have a GoFundMe page, which is called Hope for Hasti, which is spelled Hasti. And if people navigate to that and have a look, they can watch our story and read about what we're trying to do, and they can make a donation there.
And what do you most enjoy as a dad to do with her? What is she still able to do to bring a smile to your face like any dad?
Oh, well, Hasti loves lots and lots of things. She dreams of being all kinds of things every day, but the persistent one is to be a chef or a nurse. So we do lots of doctors and nurses games, and we do lots of cooking together, and that always makes her really happy.
Oh, wonderful. Probably guessing that she's not aware of all the amazing work that you're doing, but you in your military role are helping out the NHS, you said?
Yeah, so I work in Tidworth Garrison. I can't talk too much about my work, obviously, but yeah, it's a busy time. It's a really difficult time for everyone, and it's acutely difficult for us because we're really in a struggle against time to raise the funds we need to develop this vital therapy for Hasti and other kids with CDLS.
When is that deadline, do you think? Do you anticipate it?
We need to raise the rest of the balance, the next £300,000 in the next month or two, really.
And is it just your family sort of at the spearhead of it, or have you got other people in different parts of the country with the same outlook?
At the moment, it's only us. We're pushing ahead on our own, and we're hoping other families will come on board with time. But already we have bills rolling in for the various research teams that are going to be working on the research. So it's really important that we can find the funds as soon as possible.
Chris, really appreciate you coming on. All power to you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Ben.
Major Chris Brannigan. So GoFundMe if you put in Hope for Hasti there, and hashtag Hope for Hasti on Twitter. That name again, beautiful name, Hasti. Go and have a look.
BBC Radio Wiltshire Breakfast
with Ben